In a distant future where interstellar travel was commonplace, humanity had spread across galaxies, forging alliances and rivalries with countless alien civilizations. Among these races were the majestic Dracorians, a species of intelligent, dragon-like beings known for their unparalleled strength, wisdom, and ability to manipulate the elements. Their shimmering scales reflected the light of distant stars, and their wings spanned the skies, casting shadows over the worlds below. But despite their grandeur, they were shrouded in mystery, often perceived as both protectors and ruthless warriors by those who encountered them. On the fringes of the Dracorian realm, a fierce battle raged between human forces and a marauding faction of mercenaries known as the Iron Syndicate. These mercenaries, ruthless and well-armed, sought to exploit the Dracorian territories, threatening the delicate balance of peace in the galaxy. Among the defenders was a human knight named Sir Cedric, renowned for his bravery and combat prowess. He had fought valiantly alongside his fellow soldiers, determined to protect the Dracorian lands from devastation. The clash reached its zenith as the Iron Syndicate unleashed their most devastating weapon, an experimental energy cannon capable of decimating entire battalions. In the midst of the chaos, Sir Cedric found himself facing overwhelming odds. He fought valiantly, his sword dancing in the air, but the tide of battle was relentless. In a blinding flash of light, the cannon fired, and Cedric was caught in the blast. As darkness enveloped him, Cedric felt an excruciating pain rip through his body. He thought it was over the end of his journey, the conclusion of his fight. But as his consciousness began to fade, he was suddenly lifted from the ground, cradled by a force he couldn't comprehend. When he awoke, the world around him was blurred and surreal. He found himself surrounded by towering figures, their majestic forms illuminated by the ethereal glow of the Dracorian landscape. His heart raced as he registered the presence of the alien dragons, guardians of this realm. Their eyes glimmered with ancient wisdom, and their scales shimmered with hues of emerald and sapphire. In that moment, Cedric believed he had crossed into the afterlife. He was a knight, a soldier, and now he lay before creatures of legend. Panic surged within him as he attempted to rise, but pain coursed through his body, anchoring him to the ground. He winced, realizing the extent of his injuries: broken ribs, a fractured arm, and bruises covering his once proud form. As he lay there, vulnerable and terrified, the dragons encircled him, their wings unfurling like sails against the sky. Their presence was both awe-inspiring and intimidating, and Cedric felt a mix of fear and reverence. He had always regarded the Dracorians as untouchable beings, far removed from the struggles of mere mortals. Yet here he was, a human knight, enveloped by these magnificent creatures. One dragon, larger than the rest, approached him with a gentleness that contradicted its immense size. Its scales glimmered like liquid crystal, and its eyes, deep and intelligent, seemed to pierce through Cedric's very soul. It lowered its head, its breath warm and comforting. "Fear not, warrior," it spoke, its voice resonating like thunder, yet carrying a soothing cadence. "You are safe now. We have witnessed your valor, and we shall not allow your journey to end here." Cedric blinked in disbelief. The dragons could speak. They were sentient beings, capable of understanding his plight. "But I am injured. I cannot fight anymore," he replied, his voice a rasping whisper. The dragon regarded him with an intensity that made him feel small yet valued. "Your body may be broken, but your spirit is unyielding. You possess a strength that transcends flesh and bone. We shall aid you in your time of need." With that, the dragon unfurled its wings, creating a protective barrier around Cedric. The other dragons followed suit, forming a shimmering cocoon of light and energy. As they enveloped him, Cedric felt a warmth spreading through his body, an ancient power coursing through his veins. The pain began to ebb, replaced by a sensation of vitality that he had never known. In that miraculous moment, Cedric understood that he was not merely being healed, he was being transformed. The dragons were channeling their energy into him, infusing him with their essence. As their power intertwined with his own, Cedric felt a surge of strength unlike anything he had experienced before. His broken bones began to mend, the bruises fading as the light enveloped him. He could feel the scars of battle dissipating, replaced by a sense of renewed purpose. Cedric's heart raced, and he closed his eyes, embracing the power that flowed through him. The dragon's energy connected him to the very core of the Dracorian realm, bridging the gap between their worlds. When the light finally subsided, Cedric opened his eyes, astonished by the changes he felt within. He had always been a skilled fighter, but now he sensed an ancient wisdom guiding him, a connection to the elemental forces that the dragons wielded. He rose to his feet, testing his newfound strength, and was astonished to find himself not only healed but invigorated. "Thank you," he said, his voice steady. "I don't understand how this is possible, but I will not waste this gift. I will fight to protect your realm and my people." The large dragon nodded, its eyes glinting with approval. "We have faith in you, Cedric. The Iron Syndicate poses a grave threat, and their ambitions extend beyond mere conquest. They seek to harness the very essence of our kind, to wield our power for their own gain. You are our ally now, a warrior of light in the face of darkness." With renewed determination, Cedric stood tall, feeling the pulse of energy thrumming through him. He was no longer just a human knight, he was a conduit of Dracorian power. The bond between him and the dragons deepened, a shared purpose igniting their spirits. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Cedric prepared to face the Iron Syndicate once more. The dragons led him to their hidden lair, a magnificent citadel carved from the very rock of the mountains, adorned with intricate carvings depicting the ancient history of their kind. Within the citadel, Cedric trained alongside the dragons, learning to harness the elemental powers they bestowed upon him. Fire, water, earth, and air, each element resonated within him, and he discovered that he could manipulate them with newfound ease. He practiced aerial maneuvers alongside the dragons, learning to fly, to dance through the skies with grace and agility. The bond they formed transcended words, it was a deep understanding, a shared commitment to their mission. As he trained, Cedric learned of the Dracorian way, a philosophy that emphasized harmony with nature, respect for all living beings, and the responsibility that came with power. He absorbed their teachings, understanding that true strength lay not just in physical prowess but in the ability to protect and uplift others. Weeks passed, and the time came for Cedric to join the dragons in their defense against the Iron Syndicate. The remnants of his human battalion had regrouped, and together they formed an alliance with the Dracorians. Cedric, now adorned in armor that shimmered with the dragon's elemental energy, stood at the forefront of the united forces. The final battle approached, a clash of wills and destinies. The Iron Syndicate had amassed their forces, determined to crush the resistance and seize control of the Dracorian lands. Cedric's heart swelled with a mix of fear and determination as he surveyed the battlefield, a vast expanse filled with chaos and uncertainty. As the battle began, the air crackled with energy. Cedric soared through the skies alongside the dragons, feeling the rush of wind beneath his wings. He unleashed torrents of fire and streams of water, manipulating the elements with ease. His comrades fought bravely at his side, emboldened by the strength of the Dracorians. The clash of swords and the roar of dragons echoed across the battlefield, a symphony of chaos and valor. Cedric fought fiercely, channeling the energies of the Dracorian realm, his movements fluid and powerful. He felt the bond with the dragons intensify, their shared purpose fueling his every action. In the heat of battle, Cedric encountered the leader of the Iron Syndicate, a ruthless mercenary known as Commander Doran. Doran was a formidable foe, skilled and ruthless, wielding a weapon that crackled with dark energy. Their clash sent shockwaves through the battlefield, a clash of ideals as much as it was a battle of strength. "You think you can protect them?" Doran sneered, his voice laced with disdain. "You're nothing more than a pawn, a human playing with forces beyond your understanding." Cedric's resolve hardened. "I am no pawn. I fight for something greater than myself. I fight for unity, for the freedom of all beings, and for the bond that transcends our differences." With that, their weapons collided, a dazzling display of light and power. Cedric tapped into the elemental forces surrounding him, channeling the energy of the Dracorians into his strikes. The battle raged on, each clash echoing the weight of their opposing beliefs. As the fight reached its climax, Cedric felt the power of the Dracorians surge within him. With one final, mighty strike, he disarmed Doran, sending his weapon clattering to the ground. The mercenary fell to his knees, realization dawning in his eyes. Why do you fight for them?" Doran gasped, his arrogance shattered. "Because we are stronger together," Cedric replied, his voice unwavering. United, we can overcome any darkness. With Thorn defeated, the tide of battle shifted. The remaining forces of the Iron Syndicate faltered, their morale crushed by the fall of their leader. Cedric and the Dracorians pressed forward, pushing the mercenaries back and reclaiming their territory. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, Cedric stood amidst his allies, breathing in the crisp air of victory. The Dracorian realm was safe once more, and the bond between humans and dragons had been solidified in the fires of conflict. In the aftermath, Cedric found himself reflecting on his journey. He had entered the Dracorian realm as a mere human knight, but he emerged as a symbol of unity, a bridge between two worlds. The dragons had not only healed his body but had also transformed his spirit, awakening within him a sense of purpose that transcended his former self. As he stood atop a cliff overlooking the vast expanse of the Dracorian lands, Cedric felt a deep connection to the world around him. The mountains rose majestically in the distance, the rivers flowed with crystal-clear waters, and the skies shimmered with the vibrant colors of dawn. He was home, not just as a knight but as a guardian of peace. The Dracorians gathered around him, their majestic forms casting shadows over the land. The large dragon, who had first enveloped him in healing light, approached him once more. "You have proven yourself, Sir Cedric. Your heart is noble, and your spirit shines brightly. You are one of us now." Cedric nodded, a sense of humility washing over him. "I am honored to stand beside you. Together, we will protect this realm and ensure that the darkness never returns." And so, with the dawn of a new era upon them, Cedric and the Dracorians forged a path forward. They worked together to heal the scars of war, to rebuild what had been lost, and to foster a lasting alliance between humans and dragons. The bond they had formed was unbreakable, a testament to the power of unity and understanding. As the years passed, Cedric became a legend in both realms, a knight who had fought alongside dragons, a hero who embodied the spirit of cooperation and hope. His story spread across the galaxies, inspiring countless beings to embrace their differences and strive for a common purpose. The Dracorian realm flourished, and with Cedric as their ally, they stood ready to face any challenge that threatened their peace. Together, they would protect the balance of the universe, a shining beacon of hope in a galaxy that had once been darkened by conflict. In the heart of that realm, a new generation of warriors arose, inspired by Cedric's legacy. They trained under the watchful eyes of the Dracorians, learning to harness the elemental forces and embody the principles of unity and respect. The bond between their two species grew stronger, woven together by shared experiences and aspirations. And as Cedric stood at the precipice of a new dawn, he knew that their journey was far from over. The universe was vast, filled with wonders and challenges yet to come. But with the dragons at his side and the strength of unity in his heart, he was ready to face whatever lay ahead. For he was not just a knight anymore, he was a guardian of the cosmos, a champion of hope, and a testament to the belief that even in the darkest of times, the light of unity could prevail.